There's a lot that happened this weekend. I thought it was going to be a cool way to kick off the new year. I'm stunned. I'm kind of just a little bit surprised. Just because I thought that it was all the madness was kind of done over at these 7-on-7 events, and this isn't a 7-on-7 event problem. I don't think. I mean, it is kind of, but I really think that it's a problem with adults, and this is kind of my first time speaking on this because I had some people reach out to me, and I didn't really want to talk about it just because such a hard situation to navigate. Like I get it. People don't like All-Star Sevens the same way that people didn't like AAU basketball for a long time. Um, and I understand why. Um, you get a lot of egos, and you get a lot of people living vicariously through their kids and things like that, and then it gets such high emotion because parents feel um like every rep matters, but parents feel um if something doesn't go their kid's way, that they just lost a Division 1 scholarship opportunity. um you know we've lost sight a little bit of what sevens should be about. The whole passing league thing. Man, I see a lot of people. I see a lot of people killing the all-star teams and the formats and stuff like that. And man, there's a lot there. Yes, there's a lot of bad, and I've seen it. I've witnessed it. The fights and the taunting and I don't want to say that. I kind of want to say the showmanship, but it's a little excessive. The celebrations, things like that. Um, but that comes from the structure within the organization, the adults that are leading the organization. Because there's a lot of good programs that I've seen out there that kind of don't put up with that nonsense. At least from what I've seen. From what I've seen, I can only speak from what I've seen. Um, I've traveled with Tucson Turf for an entire year of sevens, which is really half the year. And I do want to speak on, a lot of their philosophies, very, very family based and super, super well coached, disciplined. They have a certain way that they do things. No problem celebrating with your teammates. Celebrate with your teammates all you want. Make your, do your cool handshakes, make your way to the sideline, things like that. You'll never see them head top somebody and tap them on the head. Um, Things like that. Not if they're wearing the Tucson Turf brand. Not if they're wearing the Tucson Turf brand. Um, the Borghese, they run an amazing. They have an amazing organization. Um, uh, the Dolphins, Coach Barra. I know that they're the other team that was involved somewhat or whatever. Not by choice. Like, it wasn't them that started anything, but they were, quote unquote, the other team that was involved in the melee. And I feel so bad for Coach Barra. Does such a great job. He works so hard. He works so hard to try to create these cool opportunities for these kids. And it's just disappointing. Coach OTB, Coach Allen, since he has to be professional now, since he's the new coach of that Arena Football League, the Arizona Juggernauts that are going to play at Mullet Arena, and I'm so excited to check that out. He hit me up and talked to me for about 45 minutes or whatever. We talked for for a long time about the whole thing, and I couldn't be more excited for him. Couldn't happen to a better person. An opportunity like this is going to be great. D1 5-star, Damon Williams' dad, I think does a great job with the program that he runs. And there's a handful of others, but I just wanted to kind of spotlight those guys and the good things that they try to do to create opportunities for kids. Look, not necessarily Like, of course, the intent is to create next level opportunities, but there are so few people that get recruited off of sevens. Although I will say, since the Bourget family has a member of their family on the ASU coaching staff, I don't know, but maybe that's maybe the two worlds are going to really like collide in a capacity that um, Coach Bourget will, uh, catch more highlights of these sevens games, and I know they stream them heavy and things like that because Tucson Turf's so cutting edge. But and his brother Coben is like the coach, so there's that. But man, like um, these guys try to create these unique opportunities for camaraderie, friendship, memories, where they can travel around the country, as a team. They're well supervised. And this is just the Tucson Turf brand of 7-on-7 football because I actually traveled with them. They make sure that all their kids are fed properly. I've heard very, very few complaints about kids not being taken care of. So, yeah, I just wanted to take a few minutes because, like, holy smokes, and Red Zone, um, not the bad guy in this situation. Um, whoever you guys want to paint to be the bad guy, uh, Red Zone does their best to run an event. I know Jason Gorley pretty well as you can know somebody that runs 7-on-7 football events. I've had conversations with him, talked to him in developing my own 7-on-7 event, Flight Club, which Gridiron is the official numbers guy for, and Adam Beadle is the host and kind of the voice of Flight Club. Um, you know, I just think that people need to understand that no matter what level of sports you're talking about, youth, which I've heard is so crazy, youth football, like youth, like Pop Warner type stuff. I've heard it's so insane. 7-on-7, AAU basketball, high school, um, uh, college, the professionals. It could happen at any moment. Um, it's a ticking time bomb that you hope that you have enough security for. You hope that are are you hope that you have staff that is in a mode that is preventative enough to prevent those things from happening. I'm not immune to it. My tournament is not immune to it. Flight Club, we have had a fight at Flight Club, and I tried to get better from it. I tried to do better and get better and learn from it. Um, I'm pretty sure the NBA learned from the Suns almost 30 years ago. When the Knicks came to town and beat them up. I'm pretty sure that the Pistons learned from the Malice at the Palace. The NBA probably learned from all those events, even though they happened again, because those type of things will happen. Although Malice at the Palace was crazy because the fans really got involved in that, and that was absolutely insane. Just last night, to put a black eye on the national championship game, one of the kids from Miami, and it's on video, took a punch at one of the kids from Indiana post game. Um, you know, Tempers are what tempers are. Um, and uh, years ago, even here, and there's been other places, but years ago, there was a fight at a high school football game between the team and the fans, and it was insane. So, like, you know, it, it's all of these sporting events because there's so much emotion involved. Um, you know, it's just a ticking time bomb. As parents, the adults, the coaches, uh, just try to do your best. And I hope that these parents do their best to be good spectators. I hope these coaches do their best to be good leaders for their kids and examples. I get it. There's going to be a little bit of trash talking, but at the end of the day, shake hands with who you want to shake hands with, dap them up, meet at midfield, do the handshake thing, whatever. It's all good. I do believe that if there's a bad guy in this, it is the leaders of some of these 7-on-7 organizations that need to do a better job of checking the temperature of their sidelines, checking the temperature of what's going on around their sidelines. Like I said, a bunch of people reached out to me for comment. I took one. I talked to Obert, and kind of went back and forth with him. I'm not sure. I am not sure. I like Obert, but since I am not sure how he is going to take this to print, I do want to make sure that I am 100% clear on the things that I said. I like the guy, but I'm just never sure how these writers write. He asked my thoughts, and I said, and things that I tell the coaches. So real quick, before we jump to my guy Gridiron for a special Inside the Numbers segment that is going to feature a 7-on-7 team, a local 7-on-7 team. I explained to him no sporting event at any level is immune to one of these situations, just like I explained to you guys. At my tournament, I typically ask the coaches before the tournament starts to frequently check the temperature of and police their sidelines, because you don't want any stragglers. You don't want too many kids. You don't want the emotions running too high, and then that's how the madness starts. I think my event is a little bit different because it's high school teams, not all-star teams. So kids and coaches understand that they are representing a community. So they really do care a little bit. At least I believe that they do care a little bit because of what's across their chest. Usually it's the school or whatever. So there are a few local teams that do a good job running their all-star programs. Tucson Turf, D1 5-star, OTB, and the Dolphins, just to name a few. However, I've had a fight at my event, and it's disappointing. I've tried to do a better job floating and having field monitors and people walk the fields. In this situation that happened this past weekend, Red Zone isn't the bad guys in this story. Jason Gurley is an event coordinator that has worked hard to have an event for kids. Sevens culture is more the problem, and we need adults in place that care more about the kids than their own egos. You know what? Look, I'm sorry if I hurt some feelings in it. I know people on most of these teams, and I don't judge them for how they navigate and move about these situations. But just seeing how this whole thing developed, and having been at other Sevens events, look, Cam Newton was at an event and got assaulted by adults. If you let your kids that are participating in the event act crazy, act wild, do the insane celebrations, or try to use the opponents as prop objects of their celebration, you're going to get this craziness. If you let them talk so reckless to the other team, fully expect that this type of stuff is going to happen. Compete, play hard. At the end of the day, just shake hands with whoever, dap them up. I've been in combative battle with verbally with a whole bunch of people, sometimes online. At the end of the day, I try to, shake their hand, show them some love. And look, me and Gridiron, we don't always get along. We compete over who we think are going to win a handful of games every year. But at the end of it, when I beat him, since I beat him this past year, I dap him up, shake hands, and I let him buy me food, or I buy him food, whichever way. But this time he's gonna buy me food because I won. So there's that. Also, we bet on the NAU ASU game since they competed against each other, and look, that one didn't work out so well. But you guys get the point. Anyways, speaking of which, as according to my guy Eric Newman, who's flourishing out there in I believe Wisconsin, still getting the good mac and cheese and all that good stuff. The handsomest man in high school media, coming up in a second here, the one and only Gridiron Arizona. Hang out with your boy. We're going to talk some D1 5-star who represented at the tournament this past weekend. My man Josh Gaines peeling off for that touchdown right there.
Yeah.
Hey, that's one of the biggest sleepers from the 26th class. I think, man, somebody needs to go ahead and just give him that so the whole crowd can be like, oh, like when he pops off for a touchdown. Gridiron, what's going on, man? How are you holding up in the purple button up.
Yeah, they're doing all right tonight. Yeah,
Repping the Suns, repping the Suns.
that's
Because
right. That's right. And
Suns fan.
put a second win on the Beasts from the East, who,
Here
who
we
got
go. Here we go.
pounded by Dallas these last.
Hey, yo, come on, easy, easy. Listen. I cheer for your team. I
I know.
show support. I mean, I thought that they were only going to win 30, but I have now bumped that up to 33. I think they're going to win 33. So they're looking great, man. They're really looking great.
They're on top again tonight on the road in Philly.
I'm wondering if Jalen Green is going to get the memo, about playing defense. Like, how's he looking out there defensively?
I haven't been able to catch that much of the game with the early start tonight.
Okay.
Stuff, so
okay. All right. Well, I'll let you watch the replays and stuff, and then we can talk about it then. But yeah, man. I had to go into my little spiel about the 7 situation this weekend.
I caught kind of the last part of it there. I'll have to flip back and catch the beginning of it. I kind of figured you'd be opening the show with it.
I had a bunch of people ask me about it, so I just figured, like, you know what, I'm gonna take my own opportunity to use my own platform to speak my piece, and then I've really only taken one media request for comment, and that was
I heard you saying there.
Yeah, I was there on Saturday, and I was not there on Sunday, and for me to comment fully on something that I was not present at, like, it just comes off.
I mean, you don't know the whole situation of what precipitated before it, and I haven't seen the actual event of the what happened. It would probably be difficult to document with as many people as it sounded like were involved. So,
well, I mean, I heard it was the malice of the palace of the Sevens world. Look, man, I mean, at any level, at any time, something like this can happen. I mean, it's happened at a variety of professional events, college events, high school events that are supposed to be able to have a system in place to prevent that type of stuff from happening. But it still happens. Like I said, it's just a ticking time bomb that you're sitting on every time that you deal with one of these things, because you just never know how to contain everybody. And you can't have one security guard for each human in attendance or participating. Right. That would be insane.
I have no idea what they did have in terms of security or anything like that. So,
I mean, if they could, then maybe U of A would have some home sellouts for football. I'm just kidding. I got love for U of A. My guy Andrew Morgan's over there.
All I know is the Cubs residing down in Tucson right now. So.
Oh man. Well, you don't got. I guess since you don't really have a horse in the race with that one, like
no.
You can,
I believe the schedules will be coming out tomorrow, though. That's what I hear. And the other news that came out tonight was the Big 12 championship game is going to be played on Friday night instead of Saturday morning.
Oh. Okay. Well, all right. Well, anyways,
it's in that 11 a.m. time slot on Saturday. So the last 2 years.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into this. Let's talk some Sevens action. Let's talk about this team that I absolutely love, ran by Coach Demond Williams Sr. Demond Williams Sr.
Of course, Junior played for the team.
He was the leader. He was the absolute leader. He was such a stud when he played. But this team is loaded with absolute dogs. Led by on defense, my guy Jordan Williams from Perry, defensive back over there. Yes, he is the son of Demond Williams Sr. And he is long, lanky, and out there doing his thing, getting super physical with some of the tags that he's making, getting guys down. Mekhi Hodge, he's a super talented kid. Caden Schluter, this kid though, quarterback from Higley, looks like he's ready to go. He had a spectacular performance last year at Flight Club on the Monday night event, and he really looked in game form this time. Bean Boyd, Elias Taya from Chavez, Jay Williams, Jaden Jamerson, a super talented athlete from Bassa, JJ Irby Bell, I believe from Highland, Jordan Alsop, Cam Richardson, also from Higley. Keegan Peterson, super shifty receiver over there from Corona del Sol. Keshawn Barkas, the running back from Westwood. Yes, they have a running back. And Gridiron, I got to tell you, they actually are using running backs because they have designated like run plays that they
Is that right?
Yeah, they have like
So it's a little bit like the girls' flag in a way that they can have running play.
Somewhat. In certain areas, they have run zones, and the referees kind of call it out when teams are allowed to run. Super talented athlete, LeGarrette Blunt Jr. from Mountain Point. This kid's a stud. Another stud, Makai Nelson from Mountain Point. This kid's going to be an absolute monster. Set out the year last year, but he looks like he's ready to absolutely go. Mark Dewerson, a linebacker from Basha, one of my favorite linebackers in the state. Always looking for contact, but this kid can absolutely play. Even in the sevens world, he is contributing. Mason Penrod playing some tight end receiver, shifting from quarterback, which he's played the last few years.
He kind of moved from quarterback midway through last season.
Luke Farrell did not play for D1 in this tournament. I'm not sure if he was nursing an injury, but super talented long thrower from Corona del Sol. Alan Turner, another Higley receiver. Jaden Trotter, Elijah Hill, Keenan Villavea, Dino Delacas, the new Hamilton receiver, who did not play with them this past tournament, but is going to be playing with them in future tournaments, from what I understand, obviously based on the graphic. And Nas Eason, Nasim, the Nightmare Eason, who's absolutely giving receivers fits out there, and he absolutely did that this weekend. Looked like a stud against some super talented competition out there at the Red Zone 7-on-7 Martin Luther King event. Gridiron, take it away. Go inside the numbers to your thing.
I will take a look at D1 5-star. They're two-time Red Zone Elite champions at the high school level. Several trophies for their 15 and under and 12 and under teams also. It's been around for almost 10 years, this team. So one of the longer running local teams. Taking a look at some of the players, we'll start with the quarterbacks. Caden Schluter from Higley. He's a sophomore, 5'9", 160. Only played lower levels so far. Of course, they had a senior at quarterback this year. But in 2024, he played on the freshman team at Chandler and set the school freshman record with 35 touchdown passes. That was a Wolves team that went 8-1 and averaged 48 points per game. Then, of course, he transferred over to Higley. I did get to see him last summer at Flight Club on that Rising Stars team. I saw them beat Cesar Chavez in a game. Higley has produced 4 consecutive D1 quarterbacks. And he's, as a quarterback, he's kind of willing to test the middle of the field. He's got that confidence in there that, he's not afraid to throw it in there. Luke Farrell, quarterback from Corona del Sol. He's a junior. 6'5", 190. Started for the Aztecs the last 2 seasons. Last season, 2,020 passing yards, 12 touchdowns. In his 2 years on varsity, has 30 TD passes. Had a game against Desert Ridge last season, was 13 of 22 for 221 yards and 4 TDs, plus a TD run in a 44-0 win. Has offers from Arizona, Kentucky, Minnesota, Ole Miss, Utah, Washington, Oregon State, and then just today got USF and UNLV. Elias Taya, defensive back from Cesar Chavez, a junior, 6'1", 190, a 2-time all-district defensive back. Last season, 35 tackles in 6 games. Had to sit the beginning part of the season after transferring from Fairfax. Caught a couple TD passes also. Was second team all 6A Fiesta region, just an explosive player. Keeping it on the defense, Krishan Bean Boyd from a cornerback from Williamsfield. 5'8", 150, had 22 tackles, an interception, and 5 pass breakups in 7 games last year. He had transferred to the Blackhawks from Chrisman. Williamsfield, of course, making the Open last season. Another defensive player, Mark Dewerson, linebacker from Basha. Junior, 6 foot, 200, has a 3.54 GPA. First team all 6A Southern Region linebacker, led the Bears in tackles, had 119 tackles, 58 solos, 6 pass breakups, 5 tackles for loss, and 12 quarterback hits. Had a game early in the season against Orange Lutheran from California. 16 tackles, 11 solo, and 3 pass breakups in a 30-24 win. This was his second year with 100 or more tackles, and of course was on the Open State Champions team.
Man, I got to watch this team up close this past weekend. Watched them play in 2 games. Things that I learned. Jordan Williams looks like he might be ready for the varsity level officially. Getting super super physical. He was tagging.
Yeah.
He was from Perry. He
Mhm.
he would tag the offensive player down, but some of these offensive players like to give that extra little shoulder, right? And Jordan was about that life. Like he was like, oh, okay, I'm just
Give
gonna
it back.
stand right. I'm gonna stand right here. I'm gonna stand right here. And so he'd give it right back. And then the referees would be like, hey, safety, be easy, calm down. And Jordan would just pop his mouthpiece out and say, hey man, listen, that guy's a tough guy. And this is how I'm going to deal with the tough guys. I was like, yes, my man, Jordan. So it's kind of cool because, you know, I got to watch Damon for so many years, quarterback D1 and bring his flair on offense. And now I get to watch his little brother, Jordan, do the same thing, but for the defense and kind of pick his guys up and get things going. So I thought that was super cool. Caden was absolutely dealing in one of the games that I saw. He was absolutely cooking on offense and destroying the defense. Makai Nelson was spectacular, definitely a dude. And Nasim Eason, all clamps all day, bringing that Higley Penitentiary attitude to the D1 team. So it was super exciting.
We'll get to a few offensive guys here. Kishan Barkas, the running back from Westwood, junior, 5'10", 180. He led the 6A conference in rushing last season, 1,648 yards. That was 6.8 average per carry, 18 TDs. Plus, he had 13 catches for 119 yards and a TD. Obviously, 7's a place, you know, you can kind of work on your catching passes out of the backfield in addition to those run calls that you said they have. Had a game against McClintock this season, had 20 carries for 257 yards and 4 TDs in a 75-36 win. He was a first team all 6A Southern Region running back. Makai Hodge, tight end for Mountain Point. He's a junior, 6'3", 230, has a 3.6 GPA. Last season, 15 catches in 238 yards and 4 touchdowns in 7 games. He had transferred over there from Cesar Chavez, has an offer from ASU. And Jay Williams, wide receiver from Red Mountain and junior, 5'10", 170, had 30 catches for 265 yards and 4 touchdowns as the Lions made the open.
Yeah, man, Jay Williams is going to be a kid that really pops off for Red Mountain, especially with the, Dane Silver coming over from Eastmark.
Yes,
and
he
got a
played
fleet of receivers over there.
Also. Yeah.
Yes, he did, and he looked
not
great.
For D1, but yes.
No, he plays for Valley's Finest, and Valley's Finest was out there cooking, really putting it to some of these teams. And man, it on Saturday, like, listen,
it's the second year in a row that the Red Mountain has a quarterback they're going to have to wait on.
Yeah.
I had Carmigiano.
But they got some receivers that can absolutely go. That should be able to make life easy for whoever the I don't want to say the stand-in quarterback is, but I think we all kind of know what it is with Silver. But Silver was out there going for the Gucho and just like letting that thing rip. But anyways, getting back to D1, I think that Jay Williams is going to be an absolute dude. This Jaden Jamerson kid, this kid is a stud two-way guy. Two-way. Yeah, I think that he's capable of going both sides. I don't know how Bash is going to handle that because I know they don't love that, but Coach McDonald's definitely
is so deep that they don't normally have to have that.
Yeah, and the rich gonna get richer because I'm just gonna leave that at that. But I really shouldn't have said that. But yeah, Jaden Jamerson is gonna be an absolute nightmare when he's unleashed because this kid can do some things on offense that. Like, I was like, wow, we're not going to see a two-way guy at Basha for a long time. And then I watched him go. I watched him do his thing. And you pull up his highlights and you see how athletically and fluidly he moves. That kid's going to be special. I am curious about, transfer situations and things like that, with kids. And I'm always curious how that works out. We're talking about Keegan Peterson being a new guy over there at Corona del Sol for Luke. I'm wondering, Luke being on this D1 team for the long haul, I'm guessing.
But Peterson came over from Higley, right?
Yeah. So I'm curious. I hope that this is all going to go smoothly, and Keegan's going to get a chance to showcase what he's capable of doing. With games to play, and super talented kid like Luke Farrell throwing to him, which Luke clearly hasn't lost any heat since schools are still coming out to make sure that they give him some love.
More today, yeah.
Throw him those O's. So gotta be excited. Jaden's
a freshman, right?
Jaden was a freshman.
Jaden Jamerson,
yeah. So, but yeah, super talented squad. These guys are going to be a handful for most. I will check them out. Battle Vegas. I think that's the next event they're doing. Red Zone is going to do another event here in
a couple weeks, I think.
Yeah,
in the Valley. Yeah.
Yes, I think that's going to be on the west side.
Okay.
I'm not for sure.
Doing them out that Fear Farm area. They got all those fields there by the 10.
Yeah, most likely.
I remember they used to do the Gotta Believe out there before they moved it out to Mesa.
Yeah, Gotta Believe is doing a tournament too.
I think they're doing one this weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, and is that in Glendale? Did I hear that right? I think it's at Cardinal Stadium. I don't know. Coach DeGrenier got the juice. Yeah, I don't know. I heard that Coach DeGrenier rented out Cardinal Stadium, and he's playing games in and around, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. That is just what I was told, not by Coach.
It says West Valley Sports Complex.
Oh, okay. I don't even know
where is.
Somebody told me Cardinal
Sports
Stadium.
Complex.
Is that by Cardinal Stadium?
I'm seeing if there's an address for it. It says West Valley Events Complex, North Ballpark Boulevard in Glendale. So I'm not familiar with that.
I don't know. The only football field I really know of in Glendale that's not a high school is Cardinal Stadium. So let me know where it's at.
I'm pulling up a map here. Let's see where it's not Cardinal Stadium. It's pretty close to there, I think. It's the old Fear Farm area. It's 99th Avenue. That must be what they call that now. It's just west of the 101, pretty much across from State Farm Stadium. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's at Cardinal Stadium.
You can definitely see State Farm Stadium from the fields at West Valley Events Complex. Okay. It's just on the other side of the 101.
Okay. Well, that's going to be exciting then. So the Red Zone and Gotta Believe will be at this place. Is that right?
Gotta Believe is there for sure. I don't know where I just knew the Red Zone one was in the Valley.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's super exciting. All right. Hey, talk to me about your Cardinals. What's wrong with these guys? They can't get.
What's wrong? Well, all these coaches don't want them. That's the disappointing thing about the poor ownership that they have. It is according to this, the Red Zone Classic for the week after this on the 31st and the 1st is back out there at Arizona Athletic Grounds in Mesa.
Yeah, I don't know
where they just had the one last week. Anyhow, I wanted them to get Soleil. That's the guy I was hoping that they would get. It was kind of a pipe dream that they would get Harbaugh. But I really thought they could get Soleil.
Speaking of Harbaugh,
they had him in for one interview, and then they were going to do a second interview the next day. But he took the Tennessee job the night before and chose not to fly out for that second interview because he now had a job. I think we're down to six open jobs now. 4 have been filled.
Kubiak?
What's that?
Who do you like, Kubiak?
I don't really want Vance Joseph. The Rams have a couple coordinators that are in the mix, so we'll see.
So you want McDermott or Kubiak?
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know that much about both of them, but
okay. All right. I'm just kind of curious.
The other frustrating thing is they went the coordinator stepping up to a first-time head coach last time, and it didn't really work out. So
you don't want that.
You were kind of hoping that they would get someone with head coaching experience this time.
All right. Cody would like you to not pronounce his name improperly. Saleh. I was gonna say that, but
Saleh. Okay, Saleh, not Saleh. Saleh.
The
former 49er assistant. Saleh.
Oh man, you gotta love Cody. Hey,
probably why he didn't come here, because I couldn't pronounce his name right.
That's good. Oh, that's killer, man. That's killer. Nah, man. Hey, listen, I think that the Cardinals, with their ownership, are going to bring in somebody that is going to help this situation. If and only if they allow this coach to determine whether or not Kyler Murray can be a part of their situation. They have to let the coach determine that.
On that by March. Whether they deal him or whether they release him, I don't think he's going to be a part of the team. It would really surprise me if he still was. But the difficult thing too is that they kept the GM. So you've got a GM that's potentially on the hot seat hiring a coach, and then next time this happens, they might get rid of the GM. So.
Oh man, this is we just can't. I don't know, man.
And they're in that, and they're in this division, which the other three teams went 40-7, and the only teams to eliminate them are each other.
I got a question, Gridiron. You're a Cardinals fan. Would you'd classify yourself as a pretty good Cardinals fan?
Right? I've been here since the team moved here. Yeah.
Okay. If we lived we're gonna live in a multiverse for now. If you found out, breaking news, that the Cardinals cut a big check to Curt Cignetti, you're laughing because the reality is you don't think that would ever happen.
I know that Cignetti has said he doesn't want to coach in the NFL. He doesn't want that.
If Bidwill said something to him, whatever that is, gave him
that would be exciting. That would certainly be exciting. Yeah.
Gave him 20 million reasons why he should come to the NFL or whatever. Would you be on board with that? Would that change? Would that in that one move, would that change your impression of Cardinals ownership? Because you just said they're terrible ownership. Would that all of a sudden change you into saying
it's common knowledge that their ownership isn't among the elite in the NFL? And I don't think I'm doing any kind of hot take with that.
You're not. But would you?
It would be a move that would ignite the fan base. Where I think most of these other guys that it seems are in the running right now really would be much like when they got Gannon, that it didn't really move the fan base. Now you can you can bring in a coach that moves the fan base and it can blow up in your face anyway. But they've done that before too.
None of these guys that are left are going to ignite the fan base and excite them.
Yeah,
excite them as much as $20 million a year for Curt Cignetti would, or $20 million a year for Coach Dillingham. Either one. Cardinals fan base would
steal the word ignite. Yeah, it would.
I'm telling you now, it would be sellouts on top of sellouts for either one of those coaches. But I don't know. I like, and I kind of put this. We obviously talked about this stuff before, but talking to Doug and Cam Cox a couple weeks ago, I wanted to see the DC from the Chiefs and pair him up with Kurt Warner for offense and see how that goes. And Kurt Warner is such a face and such a knowledgeable guy, and I think that he is,
but his coaching experience is limited to being the quarterback's coach at Desert Mountain High School.
It is, but he's
for a team that didn't exactly go on a state run.
He knows football. He wasn't able to control who he got really at the time, though. If he was with the Cardinals, he could control who he gets. He could jump into free agency and say, "Hey, I want this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy." And then all of a sudden,
they may not have all showed up, but the Cardinals are still packing the stadium in terms of ticket sales.
Yeah, but nobody shows up, and I don't know. People don't care, and I hope that Bid was able to fire this thing up.
60,000 to 70,000 every week. So
Hey, well, you definitely don't lie
which is
about that.
saying
Men lie,
something the
women lie.
back half of the season this year because they were out of it before Halloween.
Yeah. Well, hey, somebody that's not out of it, your sons, and they're gonna be turning this
Yeah.
thing up for the foreseeable future, especially if Green stays healthy and the team stays healthy. Super exciting team to watch already, and you're gonna be rocking that purple for a while now. I think
Rocking
maybe
that purple,
maybe
the team they'll go out and they'll outwork you every night. That's the
they
thing.
they will. Hey, next week is our last week covering Sevens teams.
That's right. January, last
Sevens
week of
teams.
January.
Oh, also real quick as we sum up, Tucson Turf
Oh yeah, they were in
participated in
Miami.
Battle
I
Miami.
did not see how they did in the tournament, so I don't know.
Hold
The
on,
Suns
hold
win
on.
tonight, 116-110.
She's another one for you guys. Now I have to hear about it in the next segment with Beetlejuice. Hold on. Before we get to him though, Tucson Turf. Let's see.
That would be win number 28 on the year.
Battle with Low Pro in the quarters, lost by 11. But they're
Okay,
where
so
they
made the
they're where
the
they want to be. Yeah.
quarterfinals?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're where they wanted to be. So, and I'm guessing that there was probably 30, 40 teams out there competing, all the national heavyweights. So, yeah, so making it to that round, definitely a big thing. And they're right where they want to be. They'll get the invites to OT7. They'll do well at Battle Vegas when I see them. So, all right, Gridiron.
When is the Battle Vegas? Is that 2 weeks?
February 7th.
Okay.
So I will be out there for that. I'll be out there for that. And I think they're going to be in Red Zone.
Tucson Turf will be at Vegas. Would D1 be at Vegas, you were saying?
D1 will be in Vegas.
Anyone else
Dolphins will be in Vegas.
Okay.
Dolphins going to be up there.
Arizona representing in that one.
I almost want to say that I guarantee an Arizona team is going to be in the championship of that, but I am not sure. Of the high school varsity division, we do got Beetlejuice coming up next. Gridiron, I always appreciate you. Men lie, women lie. Numbers don't. Gridiron always been holding it down with the official numbers guy of Flight Club and the manual scoreboard, which both things solely for Arizona. So
yeah,
Gridiron,
right. We are updating no California scores.
Oh man, dang, doing them dirty. All right, bringing Beetlejuice up next. Gridiron, right. I'm gonna catch up with you next week. All right.
All right, we'll see you.
Yo, man, there's a lot of brothers out there flaking and perking, scared to kick reality. Yo.
Before I let you get super hyped, Beetle, about your sons who just won their 27th game of the season, blah, 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 all the good things that Gridiron said. First, before we get to that, I got to know, because you are a Cardinals fan, because that's your home team and you support them. If you did live in that same multiverse that I put Gridiron in, and Bidwill gave Curt Cignetti 20 million reasons why he should come to the pros, how much would that fire you up? You publicly put on Twitter that you weren't motivated to go to games or support really this season. How much would something like that fire you up?
It would fire me up immensely. I mean, I think just because you see how Cignetti fired up the Indiana fan base within the last 2 years, which is, it's far. I think it's a little far fetched to say, I think there's a strong conversation for who the best coach in college football is right now. But to not unanimously agree that this Indiana team is the best college football turnaround in history would be lying. I think by far this Indiana team going 16-0 based on their history is by far the biggest turnaround in college football history, and Curt Cignetti's right at the center of that.
Besides Dillingham, who is in that conversation of best college football coaches right now?
That's the thing. Like, can you even think of other ones other than what Indiana did this year? Like,
and what ASU did last year? No, not like the year before when they.
Oh yeah, I still think
but
going 16-0 in the national championship is a little bit bigger than
what
ASU accomplished, but it's up there. Yeah.
Without question. No. What Cignetti's been able to do at Indiana has been absolutely incredible. I feel like he has really there's a lot of coaches chasing that first natty that everybody is super excited about. And I feel like for the next 2 or 3 years, even if one of those hot coaches that everybody loves so much from those prominent programs wins a national championship, it is still going to pale in comparison to what Cignetti's been able to do this year. I think you're absolutely right. That is a great take. I know that me and BJ Media kind of went back and forth on this last night on Twitter. I know that Cignetti just like re-upped, but he is entitled to, I know he just coaches football. He is entitled to a ridiculously large amount of money to coach the game of football.
I will say I don't think Kirk Cignetti is going to ever have to worry about buying another beer in the state of Indiana ever again.
Ever. if he wants to be governor of Indiana, he can be.
He'd probably get unanimous vote. And you know what? To be honest, I bet you Kirk Cignetti would be a damn good governor.
I don't disagree. Just Google him, man, and all his
he wins. Just Google him.
Hey, he said, have you ever listened to like a clip of all his quotables?
Yeah, it's awesome.
We don't beat top 25 teams. We beat the beep at a top. Come on, man. Who doesn't want
Fernando?
Like
even Fernando let one slip last night.
Oh yeah,
Fernando had a couple of quotables last night. That was like, what?
Man, hey, you can't not love that kid.
You can't
call him a kid because you're a kid too.
And it's just because he's just such a great person. Like you look at Fernando and be like, how can you look at this dude and like say something negative about him? To be honest,
are you surprised that his little brother jumped in the portal?
I'm not, because they brought in Josh Hoover. Everybody knows that Josh Hoover is going to be the starter there next year, and Alberto's probably going to go be the starter at Georgia Tech. Like. I think, I'm sure that's a move where there's, maybe there's ill blood. I don't know, but just
really
what seems like to me, I don't think there's bad blood. I'm sure Cignetti was like, man, we're going to bring in this guy, go do what you got to do, and don't worry about it.
Yeah. I even with Hoover coming in, I just thought that Mendoza might stick, but I talked to a bunch of people and they're like, yeah, but Big Brother's created this shadow that, sometimes you don't want to live in that and you want to create your own, and you would never be able to create in that current situation. And
yeah, we got some crazy breaking news right now.
Oh, what do we got?
Per BJ Media, Hamilton flag star Marley Phillips has transferred to Liberty. She threw for 6,000 yards, 13 touchdowns, 11 interceptions last season. That's a huge move in the flag football world. That's huge. Dang. That's huge for Liberty, man.
Marley was making it rain. Grabbing
Liberty's trying to build football powerhouses at girls level and boys level, man.
That's insane. So how many games is she gonna have to say? She's gonna have to say half the season, which
is half the season, which is how many games? They play 20? No, less than 20, right?
No, I thought they played more than that. Is it 20? You might be.
I think it's less than 20, actually.
Okay, so she'll have to sit 10 or 12. I'm letting you look that up right now as we speak. But dang, that's huge. My man BJ Media with the scoop. Marley Phillips was absolutely dropping dimes, like me and Cam Cox's show that will air this Thursday, because from now on it's airing on Thursday because Channel 12 has decided that Thursday's a better day for us. And listen, I'm just a pawn in the game. So Beetle, who will be joining us on many, many episodes, will be on Thursdays. We're dropping dimes.
Perfect.
With me and Cam Cox. So also it opens up things because we all need our Mondays, which was the original air date, but now like whatever. Anyway, so Beetle, speaking of transfer news, we are going to go through some portal discussion, not with the Arizona high school football variety that Kevin McCabe hates so much, but with the college variety featuring some Arizona superstars that balled out in state. The first one that I want to talk about, and I love this one. This is one of my favorite ones. Josh Dye from Williamsfield, the super talented running back, makes his way from UTEP to SUU to Ole Miss, where he is going to be an absolute nightmare. Your thoughts on this one, though? I want to know, Beetle. What do you think is going to happen here?
I love it. I think this is so awesome. And truly, BJ actually pointed out the other day, there have been so many Williamsfield running backs over the last few years that have really just sort of swept under the radar. I didn't even think the two that are coming out this year, Q Skillings and Corshawn Hill, are other guys. I think in a couple of years we could be seeing make a big jump. Didn't work out for Joshua Dye at UTEP. He goes to Southern Utah. And the stats alone from this year are just insane. 295 carries, over 1,800 yards, and 28 touchdowns, averaging 6.2 yards a carry. He's still got, I believe, 2 years of eligibility left. So, I mean, this is huge. And I think the SEC is about to be in trouble with Joshua Dye and what he's able to do. And really, just another one of these Arizona running backs who have continued to shine at the next level. Adam Muhammad's probably going to get his chance at Cal next year, and a couple other guys as well that made some moves. So it's going to be exciting to see where them fall. And I think we have another running back too that we're going to talk about.
We do. We'll get to him in a second. I do want to get to another former Williamsfield guy jumping in the portal, though. This is one of my favorite guys that I had the opportunity to cover. Super talented, long athlete, absolutely was going bonkers in high school, and featured on Destroying's vlog when he went out there to cover Williamsfield. Kyler Casper moving from Oregon to BYU. So we are going to get to see him versus ASU coming to the Big 12.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on the super long, lengthy receiver from Oregon, from Williamsfield, heading to BYU?
Yeah, I feel a little bad for Kyler. He's had to deal with quite a bit of injuries over the course of his college career, so he's never really been able to, kind of come out and be that guy. And also Oregon's just been, you look at Oregon's tight end room over the last couple of years and they've had some dudes, but I think this would be a really great opportunity for Kyler to go somewhere to potentially make an immediate impact inside the two deep. If he can stay healthy, I think he's a guy that BYU could eventually, lean on more and more and more as the season goes on. And hopefully we get the chance to see him play when BYU or when ASU and BYU face off this year.
Yeah, hey,
which we'll find out when that is tomorrow, by the way.
Oh yeah, because the schedules are all dropping. Kyler, uniquely, this situation over here, and I know that BYU has their quarterback room kind of loaded up and stuff with Bachmeier currently, and then Ryder Lyons coming in. But we got one of our own, Trayson Bourget. Mm-hmm. Actually, we got two of our own, but one of them is Trayson Bourget. I want to get to him for a second because. Do you forecast the possibility that Trayson Bourget can somehow unseat Bachmeier and get an opportunity to throw touchdowns to Kyler Casper, who the two of them were partnered up with Tucson Turf on a national championship team in sevens? Since sevens
yeah,
got to tie that in somehow.
Obviously, Bear Bachmeier is going to be the starter going into next season. I'm not sure I think Bourget was third string last year, or was he the immediate backup? I think he was the third string.
I think he was third, but the other kid, McKay Hill, said he jumped out. So he jumped into the portal.
Yeah. So I would assume if something happens with Bachmeier and Bourget is going to come in, it'll be his chance. I was still kind of a little surprised when it happened that Bourget left Western Michigan. I think he could have maybe benefited from another year or two at Western Michigan and then made a move. But I think we've seen it with Jeff Sims sort of. There's a lot of good that can happen when you're on a team and just kind of are okay with that role of being the backup and being the guy that just kind of waits their turn and waits for the moment and waits for an opportunity. And so I think that speaks to a lot of, everybody talks about the craziness of college football and the transfer portal and all that stuff nowadays, but not a lot of people talk about the loyalty. And if there's one guy in particular that I think has been the most loyal to his team and just kind of being there for whatever they need, it's Trayson Bourget at BYU. So I think it's super cool to see him there. And, I'll always hope he might get an opportunity.
All right, moving on real quick. Since we are talking about quarterbacks, I do want to bring up this kid, one of my favorites, all of our favorites. This is my first venture into getting a kid to allow me to orchestrate their commitment graphic when he committed to ASU originally. Oh, where's his little thing at? Hold on, I gotta find his graphic. Where is it? Give me 1 second. One of my favorite quarterbacks I've had the chance to cover over the last few years. Originally committed to ASU. Talked to him. He was like, yeah, he's like, Chili, put the graphic together. And I hit up K Visuals, and K Visuals made magic happen. Navi Bruzon, he finds himself over there committing to CSU Pueblo after being at Arizona State and then going to the junior college. Your thoughts on this move over here? I love it for him because he's currently injured, but once he gets healthy, he's going to be able to jump in, compete immediately, and cook, I think.
Yeah, I think ASU just long term wasn't going to be the spot where Navi was going to be able to see it through, and so to see him go to the JUCO level and be able to put up the stats he was able to put up in his first couple of games was huge. Obviously, the injury sucks. I think it was an ACL injury. He went down just a couple games into the season. But going to a place like CSU Pueblo is in a great conference in the RMAC. The RMAC is very, very competitive every single year, and I think like Navi says in this tweet here, many doubted my future, but they reignited my self belief. I think this is going to be just a chance once Navi gets an opportunity for him to come in and just show that he's still Navi Bruzon. He's still a guy that won back-to-back Gatorade Player of the Years, and won 2 state championships. So.
Back to back, also Drake.
Also back to back. So I'm excited for Navi, and I know this isn't your typical transfer portal kind of talk because it's JUCO to CSU Pueblo, but I thought it was at least important that we acknowledge how Navi is still trying to accomplish a goal here in the NCAA and college football. So it's cool to see.
Listen, Navi was an absolute animal at the high school football level. We got to watch him absolutely decimate teams. How many second halves did he really play in? Over 2 seasons. What they
at ASU?
Like 28 games. No, how many second halves did Navi actually play in at Liberty? Over his 2 seasons starting, maybe 2, maybe.
Every playoff game and every out of state game, and then.
Oh yeah, the out-of-state ones for sure.
Maybe he definitely didn't any of the non-region games, unless
I don't know, man.
Oh no, because Hamilton they routed Hamilton week 1. It was like 54 to like 16 or something like that, if I remember.
Oh, you just killing them like that? Okay, all right.
There's my
yes.
Okay.
That true, and they already got you with the whole. Chandler Hamilton. Was it Chandler Hamilton game? No, Basha Hamilton game. Yeah. All right. Here we go. The next one, since you brought him up earlier, if the graphic pulls up, super talented kid that we all got to watch evolve and become an absolute star. I think he really broke out going into his junior year, and everybody was like, "Dang, dude, this dude looks like an absolute specimen." Super talented running back. Followed the Bijan Robinson footsteps over to Texas, and Christian Clark became an absolute stud. And then at Texas, I guess just didn't work out. They brought in a bunch of kids from the portal. Now he makes a move to South Carolina. Your thoughts on how this is going to be beneficial for him, and where do you think that he's going to be able to contribute and how much?
Yeah, like you said, probably just wasn't going to work out for Christian Clark at Texas. They just brought in so many guys through the portal, including Raleek Brown. But I think if anybody watched that game against Michigan, you saw what Christian Clark is capable of doing. 20 carries, 105 yards, 5.3 yards per carry, and a touchdown. I think he still has a really bright future, and I think this is one of the most underrated running backs in college football, to be honest. And I think he just needs. This is another guy. I think that the common theme for all these Arizona guys that we've seen enter the portal is all they need is an opportunity. I think people know what they're capable of doing. It's just who's going to be the team to give them that and let them shine. And, hoping that South Carolina is that team that's going to let Christian Clark do his thing.
Man, I hope so, because I think that he has a lot a lot that he can do. I think that he's going to be absolutely spectacular when given the opportunity. Last one, and let's see here. I literally think that when he was a junior, he was one of all of our favorite receivers to cover. Everybody wanted to cover a Cooper Perry game, except for the DBs that were playing against him. But Cooper Perry was so nasty on the field, the things that he did, man. And he played the game so like effortlessly, so smooth. Went up to Oregon. And look, I know the stats don't exactly wow anybody, but he was used in a lot of like key situations late in the game. He was out there contributing, doing his thing. Your thoughts, Cooper Perry from Oregon to Cal, the Notre Dame prep phenom.
Yeah, teaming up with Jordan Somerville, which I think is awesome. And just seeing the way Cal has kind of been recruiting Arizona over the last couple of weeks have been cool to see too. I always wish what it would have been like had Cooper not have to kind of be a do-it-all guy his senior year and play a little quarterback and play all these other positions, and just really got to see him play wide receiver. I think that would have been super cool to see. I wonder what the stats he would have put up, but I think this is going to be a smart move for Cooper Perry leaving Oregon, going to Cal. I think he's going to have a chance to shine right away. And like you said, I think he was used at times in a lot of late game situations, especially, you saw him out there a couple of times against JMU in the college football playoff game, just kind of used as a decoy all year. And I think that's part about Coop is that he understands the wide receiver room so easily, and he's able to kind of learn each individual part of it and do what he's asked. So I think the Cal staff will really be thrilled about what they can potentially get production wise out of Cooper.
Yeah, I think so too. I talked to actually I probably shouldn't show this text. I talked to Jordan Somerville pretty extensively about some of these guys, and man, I am so excited to see what Cooper does over there at Cal in the Bay Area. I think the Bay Area is going to absolutely love him. He's going to flourish and really get an opportunity to thrive over there and be a dude. I think next week we're gonna break down a couple more transfer portal kids that are doing their thing. Real quick, Flight Club, are you ready?
Flight Club?
Yeah, are you ready? It's coming up in like 5 months. So,
dude, I need at least another month of sleep before Flight Club. I'm telling you right now.
All right, so May, you are off the clock.
No, May is spring ball, dude. We're on the clock every day from 6 a.m. to
Papa
midnight.
What's going on? We got Papa Stinson over here checking in. Gotta say what's up to him. Oh man, that is so true. Hey, another kid, a high school kid that is absolutely going crazy right now. That I've talked to a couple people about. Not really an Arizona kid. He was at Castile for a hiccup. Link Frazier.
Yeah,
He's absolutely burning up on
killed
the
it this year
trail right now. Yeah, he was phenomenal, super talented quarterback, and I just want to show him some love. I talked to him and his pops the other day, and they love it out there in Texas, and they said that they're still repping AZ as much as they can, and would love to get out here for a game. But I think that there's like rules against the AIA teams playing Texas teams because of something about. But that can't be right because Highland
just played Allen.
Yeah, Highland, not
or Anna.
They didn't
or
play
whatever.
Allen.
Not Allen. Yeah. Anna. Sorry.
But there's something about some of those Texas teams where like the chop blocking rule or something like that. So maybe it's just certain teams don't want to play against. I don't know what it is. There's
Are
something
Texas
about
teams ducking the smoke? No, I'm kidding.
No, it's a safety issue. I don't know what the deal is with Texas teams. I guess there's something in their rule books that are a little bit different with the way offensive linemen are allowed to block. I gotta hit up like McDonald or Zuby or Jewel about it because I remember them telling me about it, and then I remember asking again because Highland went out there. So I don't know, but
it must be okay for other teams to go to Texas, but not Texas teams to come to Arizona. Does that make sense? Because when Texas teams come to Arizona, or any team for that matter, I think they then play under the AIA rules, right? Versus if they go to Texas, they're playing under their association's rules and not. But I thought they were universal through the NFHS, but I could be wrong.
I don't know. I just know that like a couple years ago, I can't remember who I was talking to about it, and they were telling me that Texas has different rules for blocking, and like the chop block is like fully legal, and you can take people's like knees out and things like I don't know. So I got to do a little bit more investigation on that. So somebody go ahead and clip the part and make me sound crazy, and it's all good. But yeah, man. And real quick, your D-backs, are they ever going to compete?
I don't even know. No clue.
Because I just think that with the way the Dodgers spend money and acquire all this talent.
Oh, the Dodgers are winning the World Series next year. Yeah,
again. Like,
yeah.
I don't know that anybody can compete.
No.
Listen. My Yankees were notorious for this type of behavior. And when they start complaining about a team and how another team spends too much money and very, very ridiculously, you know that there's an issue. So anyways, Beetle, I do appreciate you hanging out, chopping it up. We do got some events coming up, the Track It Verified Combine in Queen Creek. Are you going to make it out to that event?
This is the first I'm actually hearing about it, actually.
Okay. Well, it's not an All-Star Sevens event, so I figured that maybe you would want to go take a peek. Listen, you yourself said that you don't cover All-Star Sevens events because you're the host and face of Flight Club. So you like the high school only, and I'm not mad at that. But Queen Creek is hosting a combine, the Track It Verified Combine. We're gonna put the flyer up real quick. It is free to 2026s. That's the outgoing kids, the graduating seniors. Cody has talked about this a little bit, and that is the 24th, which I believe is Saturday. I think it's going to be legit. It's supposed to be ran just like the NFL Combine. They're going to be doing all the Combine events, testing strength, speed, agility, the L drill, 5-10-5 shuttles, 40-yard dash, things like that. And they're getting the 10, 20-yard splits. It's ran by former NFL players that actually participated in the Combine. So, you know, I just wasn't sure if you were going to try to make your way out there to see some of the talent that might pop up.
I'll check my schedule and see what it looks like.
Okay, it's on Saturday. You should be free because church is on Sunday, and I know you're a
True.
churchgoer like myself. Hey,
True.
listen, I just know that you're a churchgoer just like myself.
True.
So,
True.
You should be out there, and I'll make sure that your name is on the list to get in because I expect to see you there on Saturday. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be a great event. So I just wanted to put that out there. Kyle Morgan's gonna be out there with Catapult, so got to support him and show some love. So yeah, it's gonna be it's reputable. It's reputable. Yeah. What I do know that you'll be at is that Lake Forest camp.
I will be there. I will be at Lake Forest. So absolutely.
I wonder if we could drag Gridiron out there. He doesn't really do this type of stuff, but maybe
it's Lake Forest. Come on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's Coach Cat. We got to show him love. We got to show him love. Hold on. Let's pop his flyer up real quick because if we show love to one thing, we should show love
I do have parents occasionally ask me and text me and be like, hey, you know, what are some of the camps we should go to? Like, should we go to this one? Anytime. I always tell people Lake Forest is a must. Got to go to the Lake Forest camp. So many great college coaches there. And it's run by some of the Arizona high school football alumni who are at Lake Forest. They come back and sort of help run the whole thing. And they just do a great job every single year, Coach Cat and his crew. And it's at Pinnacle. And it's a lot of fun.
They have college coaches running the drills. Like last year, I did see Coach Donnelly from Michigan Tech running some defensive back drills. So he's also a Hamilton alum, so you can support him a little bit. But always a good time. So just want to show love to our guy, Coach Cat. And then Beetle, I'm gonna let you get up out of here because I know that you are out there at Cronkite in your other office, and I know you got some things to work on. Any basketball games that you're gonna be calling, making your way out to real quick?
I will be tomorrow. I will be at a game in Gilbert with Gilbert. Can't remember at the moment who they're playing, but I'll be calling a game tomorrow. But yeah, I will say though, one thing I will say though is I think everybody should keep their Twitter tabs open tomorrow morning.
Oh yeah, because there's something
coming tomorrow. Wink, wink. It's kind of big.
Announcement. Yeah, it's a big announcement. It's gonna be crazy. Everybody tune in. My guy Adam Beetle, he's gonna probably drop some nuggets on the app, on the Bird app. Actually, it's not even the Bird app anymore, it's the Alphabet app. So drop it on the X. So all right, Beetle, I'm gonna let you get up out of here and finish your homework, figure out who Gilbert's playing. Everybody tune in. Hey, listen, everybody go hit Beetle's Twitter up so that they can get the link, so they can hear him call some basketball. Because you know, he likes to do that in his spare. That's what you do in your spare time. You call.
I guess it's my hobby. I guess it's just more work
to prep himself for Flight Club when he's calling the games at Flight Club.
Yep.
Beetle will be out there doing his thing. So gonna catch up with you down the line, and most likely like next week, because
Perfect.
I think that, you know, we're gonna have you on the show as much as possible. Try to take advantage.
Oh, yeah.
All right, my man. I'll check in with you later. Beetlejuice,
Later.
Gone.
My own kick game, 8-figure deal, figure how I'm cross side at the clip game, still pop ace king. Black mate.
All right, fully loaded show, and I gotta remember to do this. I gotta show some love to the Greatness Personified Lineman Retreat that is taking place February 6th, 7th, and 8th at Corona del Sol, ran by Coach Zoo, former Chaparral defensive coordinator. Absolutely was the creator of monsters over there, like Anthony Lucas, who was a guest on the show last week, hanging out with his boy, because me and Anthony go way back. But yeah, the Greatness Personified Lineman Retreat will be 3 days of action. The high school competition of it will be not padded, from what I understand. It will not be padded. The younger kids will be fully padded. So make sure that you guys are prepared for that. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I've heard that he's got a lot of commitments from a lot of super talented kids, some of them from out of state. So be ready to work and showcase your abilities. One of those kids, I am hearing rumor that one of the best defensive players in the country, Crew Jones, from Utah, from the state of Utah, will be coming to see if anybody can stop him. I've watched him at a variety of high-level camps, and he's absolutely destroyed the competition. So I'm curious to see if one of our big dogs out here can handle him. Other than that, this is going to be led by some elite coaches and some high-level college kids, and future NFL player Anthony Lucas, the former Chaparral, super talented Chaparral athlete who played literally every sport over there, basketball, baseball, football. So make sure, oh man, hey, I appreciate you, Epic Sports Network. One day they're going to broadcast something from Flight Club, but they always send a reporter out there. Last year was Sonia Blade, so she was out there doing something. I'm not exactly sure what she was doing, but she was doing something out there, hanging out, chopping it up with all the kids. So your boy Chili, I'm going to make my way out of here. I appreciate everybody showing support, showing love, hanging out. Flight Club is coming in June. It's going to be absolute madness, and we're going to be all around the valley. So without further ado, I'm going to make my way out of here. Shout out to Gridiron for providing so much insight on the D1 5 stars 7-on-7 team, and shout out to my guy Adam Beetle for navigating some talk on some of these Arizona high school football alumni that are moving and jumped in the portal and found new homes and are relocating. So your boy Chili, I am out of here. I gotta hit Costco real quick, so I think that place closes in like 45 minutes. Forks Up Forever, y'all know the deal.